Who's the worst main character we're supposed to sympathize with? That bitch from the Bears that goes in their house and eats all their porridge. The kids from the Trix cereal commercials. All the rabbit wants to do is eat some cereal. But the kids won't let him just because he's a rabbit. Racist pricks. Emily from Emily in Paris, she fucks up and barely suffers the consequences. Sleeping with a friend's partners and still remains friends with both of them openly. Screws up business opportunities. Nothing besides a slap on the wrists. And somehow, it's magically resolved. And her whole, I am a dumb American. Bon apple tea. And she dresses like if Harry Styles was colorblind. Mark from Rent. I love Rent, but as I get older the more ridiculous it gets. Mark is a rich kid who has parents that love him, but he runs off to cosplay as someone who is poor. To make films, which is really just him pointing his camera at poor people all day. He doesn't think he should have to pay rent to Benny because they were friends and he let them stay for free for a long time and he thinks that should just last forever. Then he finally gets a job but quits because it was selling out. That stupid Will Smith fish in Shark Tales. That dude from The Notebook, greater than if you don't go on a date with me, I'll kill myself. Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Dude's son straight up got kidnapped and his wife got injured to the point she couldn't perform surgeries because his stepdad put a hit out on her and it still wasn't enough for him to leave his dumb motorcycle club. His wife begged him to leave for their safety and he wouldn't. She tried to leave on her own with her children and he stopped her. Then she ends up getting murdered by his psycho mom. Dude was a straight-up POS. Cade Yeager from the newer Transformers movies. Was Sam a good main character? No. Not at all. But damn. Cade is horrible. In his first, let's say, 10 minutes on screen we learn that he doesn't pay for his house. His electricity. He doesn't pay his employee. He is a shit inventor. Overly protective of his daughter and all around an ass. And he only gets worse. Evan Hansen, he's a legit monster. That bald-headed little bastard from a kids show who acts like a spoiled shit. Kaylu did not want to go to the park today. Like all days Kaylu was being passive-aggressive. Grandpa Joe hate. Sierra Burgess. She was a dick. I would have said Nate from Ted Lasso, but the show caught my vibe and turned him into the antagonist. I hope he doesn't get a redemption arc. This is the thread where I learn how out of touch with popular culture I am. Dawson Leary from Dawson's Creek. Rory Gilmore whiny, narcissistic, cheated on multiple boyfriends. Carrie Bradshaw. Debbie Gallagher from Shameless. Truly a horribly selfish, self-centered, and all-around horrible person. Abe Lincoln from Clone High. It's kind of an obscure one-season wonder from 20 years ago that not enough people cared about. But I feel a few fans will be here and agree with me. All the nerds from Revenge of the Nerds. Tom Cruise in Risky Business. There's a setup in the beginning. He's in some business class where they're supposed to come up with some business idea. Then his parents go away for the weekend. Cue that famous scene. Tom Cruise, the protagonist and high school student, orders a prostitute. The prostitute turns out to be a man. But that prostitute gives him another number to call and he finally gets a girl. And they bang. Something happens where Cruise now needs money. He and the prostitute he's befriended decide to start a brothel in his parents' house. A brothel that caters exclusively to Cruise's high school friends. They make the money they need and then some. Parents come home none the wiser. We end with Tom Cruise back in the business class failing the assignment because he was busy doing the whole child brothel thing, but ends with a voiceover where he's proudly saying how much money he actually made. Turns out he actually was a businessman. Emily from Emily in Paris. Tori Vega from Victorious. She kissed Beck in front of everyone just to get back at Jade. And she kissed Kat's boyfriend because she was jealous. And she didn't seem to care that her prom prevented Jade from doing her performance. Hannah Baker from 13 Reasons Why. And X200B commits suicide and becomes romanticized by the school and everyone around her. Gets a cute boy to become obsessed with her and view her as the one who got away. And gets revenge on all her bullies. It's everything you don't want to tell or show a person struggling with suicidal thoughts. Piper from Orange is the New Black. Greg from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Marty and Wendy Bird are total sociopaths. They destroy people's lives everywhere they go. Yet, I find myself rooting for them. Caillou. Eleanor Guthrie from Black Sails. We're supposed to root for her because of the situations she's often in, struggling as an independent woman in a ruthless man's world of the 1700s. But she fucks over her supposed friends and everyone that's ever tried to help her at every opportunity. Then turns around and is shocked, horrified, and plays the victim when they do it back. Classic narcissist.